Hello, one and all. It's my view of My Hero Academia Vigilantes, Chapter 121, Reinforcements. And I've got to say, I was wrong. I was really wrong. I assumed at the end of the last chapter that only Vigilantes had arrived, and the other pro heroes would slowly trickle in, but no, they are all here, including some people who I really wasn't expecting to see, like Present Mike, Mr. Blaster, Aizawa's kind of friend from UA, and even freaking Endeavor. Yeah, I did not see that coming. The one thing I did get right was the fact that they are all completely and absolutely useless against 6. I mean, Ingenium, Edgeshot, Vigilantes, they can't really get close to him to deliver a finishing blow. And as it turns out, Aizawa's quirk doesn't work against foes who are too bright, who shine too much, which really feels like a weakness that should have been exploited before now. I mean, in the main series, Aizawa's quirk has been depicted as the ultimate weapon against All For One, and yet All For One never once thought to say, hey, what if I just make myself really, really bright, so therefore Aizawa won't be able to see me, and won't be able to use his quirk against me? I mean, that would have made a lot of sense, but he didn't do that. Weird. Mr. Blaster's only really effective against singular foes, and 6 split himself up, so yeah, you can't really do much against that now. And as for Endeavor, I mean, he is a big powerhouse, but his power is fire, and 6 is made up of, burning plasma. He is basically fire incarnate, so I'm not really sure how effective Endeavor will actually be against him. Very, very curious. Though I do have an interesting theory. If 6 really is splitting himself up, if 6 really is turning himself into a bunch of mini-6s, what's going to happen to the main body? My theory is that 6's real body will realize, okay, I've lost, I can't beat Koichi here, there's too many pros, there's too much going on, I need to, just do whatever I can in this moment to hurt Koichi as much as possible, and the best way he could do that is to escape with his main body and go back after Pop, attack the hospital one final time, and try to kill her, all for the sake of hurting Koichi. Which, I mean, would be certainly ironic. That was the whole reason why he came here. The entire reason why he attacked Naruhata was to kill Pop because she knew his secret identity. If you can even call whatever he has right now a secret identity. But regardless, now he'll be going after Pop for an entirely different reason, all for the sake of hurting Koichi. And this could lead to, one big final battle, Koichi versus 6 versus the mini-6. Both them fighting with whatever they have left in their reserves until, they basically black out, or more realistically, this could be a really good ending. What if 6 actually gets into Pop's hospital room, and then Koichi basically has to create one giant barrier to shield Pop from 6's big ultimate self-destruct attack? Oh, that could be interesting. That could be really, really interesting. Especially if Koichi is on the wrong side of that barrier. He'll end up taking the full impact of 6's attack, while Pop is, saved, while she is protected by Koichi because he is her hero. Oh, I would love that. I would so love that. I mean, that might actually kill Koichi, but, him going out that way would not be terrible. It'd be a very satisfying end for him as a character. Anyway, though, back to this chapter, Vigilantes shows up. Yay! I do just absolutely love it. Everyone's kind of concerned about him, like, dude, you are, really beaten up. Are you okay? And his response is the greatest thing ever. Distressed Denim is a warrior's style. That is so ridiculous that even the people who are, just watching this, even the common citizens are like, okay, if you say so. I love that it's canon that in this world, nobody finds Vigilantes hilarious, funny. I'm not entirely sure if he's trying to be funny with the denim puns all the time, but I think he's trying to be, and it just falls flat every single time. And he doesn't get depressed, he doesn't, get down the dumps. He still keeps making those lines every single freaking time he has a chance to. Oh, Vigilantes, you really are the world's number 2 hero. And we also have Edgeshot, watching from the sky, keeping an eye on everything, which could also tie into my theory I had before about, 6's main body being able to escape. What if he sees 6 escape? What if he sees 6's main body escape while all of his, mini-me's are out there just destroying everything around him? He could basically radio it in to Aizawa, and Aizawa could tell Koichi, and Koichi could realize, oh, wait a second, he's going after Pop. That was his whole, plan from the very beginning, and then he could chase after him. That would actually make a lot of sense. And, oh god, this is one of my favorite scenes, this whole chapter. And Ingenium shows up and, tells the citizens to evacuate. And then we see his sidekicks going to the cafe crew and basically asking for help, enlisting the Naruhata locals to tell them if the map is accurate. Oh, I love that. I freaking love that. Because let's not forget, when Ingenium was first introduced in Vigilantes, he got lost in the side streets of Naruhata because he didn't know them all that well. And as a result, Koyuchi had to come in and save him. Koyuchi had to come in and stop the villain because he was a local. He knew all the alleyways like the back of his hand. And that's how he was able to stop the villain. That's the whole reason why Vigilantes are kind of needed in this world, because there are a lot of small neighborhoods out there, and the heroes, they have a fairly wide area they're protecting. They can't know every backstreet, but the Vigilantes can. The Vigilantes know the land, the Vigilantes know the neighborhoods, and as a result, they're able to better use the land to their advantage to take down the villains. Good for them. Anyway, though, then Koichi realizes, wait a second, the pros are here. Okay, I can finally die now. I'm done. Good night, everybody. Only for Aizawa to grab him and bandage his arm, properly wrap his arm from like 30 feet away and then drag him down to the ground. That is so Aizawa right there. And oh god, this is the next line. Remember how I told you that you might break some bones if you kept meddling like this? You've got guts proving me right. Oh my god, just that smile he has. He is actually kind of proud of Koyuchi for being able to, do as much as he has in this fight, even though Koyuchi is so woefully unqualified to be a hero, and just keeps putting his, life on the line like this again and again and a freaking again. Seriously, when this fight ends, Koyuchi might literally die, just because of all the, internal bleeding and damage he's taken, which he's somehow managed to, basically just ignore thanks to adrenaline, I guess. But anyway, though, then Aizawa's practicality and rationality shine through, as he basically says, yeah, so none of us can actually really hurt the big guy all that much, and what's more, he seems to really want to murder you, so we're gonna need to use you as bait. Which feels like it's probably breaking some sort of hero law somehow, some way. Though I guess, you could argue, oh, I was trying to protect the kid. I was trying to protect Koyuchi from the big villain who's trying to murder him. But yeah, he is definitely using him as bait. He is definitely using him as bait. And he even says as much. But then we have the people of Naruhata come out to watch the crawler fight, which, again, seriously, we are 121 chapters into this freaking series, and they are still calling him the crawler. They never learned his name. Seriously, Koyuchi, you have a serious branding problem. I mean, you knew the detective's sister. Why could you not have used her to, get your name out, to have people actually learn what your freaking name really is? But, then all the people in Naruhata start cheering, start applauding. You can do it, Crawler! You can do it! You can kick that villain to the curb! You can kick his butt! You can do it! The entire town, all cheering, all applauding, all rooting for him. I love it. I freaking love it. Seriously, this panel right here, this page right here, is the summation of the entire series, of all the trust that Koichi has earned from saving people day in and day out. And he's even managed to earn some trust from the villains he stopped, which is impressive. Certainly impressive. And I just love the woman who was flying the helicopter last chapter saying, can somebody help me down? While also cheering him on. That was amazing. That was so amazing. Unfortunately, though, all that cheering really isn't helping Six's mood, as, he's once again turned into that little child with no friends, while he's watching Koichi, get everything he ever wanted. Koichi is the big hero, being loved and adored by everyone, and that ticks him off. That seriously ticks him off, and he somehow gets even more angry, as he starts dividing himself into mini Sixes who are going around just seemingly randomly blowing up everything around them, all for the sake of causing chaos, and I guess killing those who cheered for Koyuchi, killing those who cheered for the hero who wasn't him. Seriously, I actually want like a whole alternate world spin-off of Six's plan actually working, of Six actually becoming a real hero and seeing how long he lasts. Because seriously, this dude has such a volatile temper, I feel like he'd murder every other hero just to make himself more popular and more famous. God, that's pathetic. But anyway, though, then the chapter ends with Endeavor showing up. Yay. Which, like I said before, could be bad. Could be really bad. I mean, for one thing, let's not forget, this is, post-main series Endeavor. This is Endeavor at his angriest and most violent. And, his quirk, like I said before, it's fire, and all these 6 copies are made of burning plasma, so I'm not really sure how effective he'll be against them. I mean, maybe he can make them blow up before they hit anyone else, but that's just a lot more destruction. And also, let's not forget the fact he really hates Koyuchi. Like, I think he straight up tried to murder Koyuchi last time he saw him, and then Koyuchi managed to escape from him, which just really ticked him off all the more, so there is a fairly good chance he'll try to murder Koyuchi again, even though Koyuchi is very, very close to death, and 6 is clearly the much bigger threat here. So, all bad. All really, really bad. And like I said, my big theory next chapter is that 6's main body will escape and go and try and murder Pop just to hurt Koyuchi, and Koyuchi will chase after him and probably have to, create a giant barrier to shield Pop from 6's big final self-destruction attack. At least that's what I think is going to happen. Let me know all down below. What's going to happen with Endeavor? Is his quirk going to be effective against the mini 6's? What is 6's big plan? Does he even have a plan at this point? Or is he just so filled with hatred at this point that he wants to destroy everything around him? What do you think of the entire city cheering on Koichi like this? Cheering on the Vigilante? Also wondering, hey, who's that dude in black? Seriously, Koichi is more famous than Aizawa, an actual freaking hero. Though I guess in Aizawa's defense, even Deku, a hero aficionado, didn't actually know what a Razorhead looked like when he first met him. He had no idea who he was until Aizawa actually used his quirk against him. Then he's like, oh, that's a Razorhead, the hero who doesn't like giving interviews. But let me know what you think all down below. Be sure to like and subscribe. See you on my next video. And until then, peace!